regulation. Then they step it back a couple of notches. People say, oh, that's great. We can live with this. Not so quickly. As they point out, the rules that they've seen now, many people have said would limit commercial drone applications, including filmmaking, delivering packages, news reporting. That's the big one. They don't want us taking pictures of what they're doing. And, of course, monitoring crops at private farms, large farms, inspecting power lines, inspecting pipelines. And, of course, Amazon.com has weighed in and said that it would ground their attempts to deliver packages with unmanned vehicles. They call that Prime Air. They released that a few months ago. And they said the FAA needs to begin to expeditiously complete the formal process to address the needs of our business. That's right. When a large company like Amazon kicks in, then perhaps something will be done because they could care less about individual rights. We're going to talk more about individual rights right after the break. We're going to talk about Obama's executive orders, CISPA by executive order, and another case of the NSA being caught with their hand in your computer. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
The knowledge of the ancients, tried and true, trusted herbs and extracts fused with the latest nutraceutical science. Introducing the all-new Ancient Defense Herbal Immunity Blend, crafted with over 14 key ancient herbs and extracts to supercharge and prepare your body for what experts admit is the most dangerous season of the year. We have rejected hundreds of other formulations in our quest to bring you what is simply the most powerful and comprehensive proprietary formula that we have ever created in the realm of herbal immunity. For the last 2 years, our team has been working with top doctors, nutritionists, and chemists to develop the ultimate nutraceutical formulation. Experience the benefits of combining over 14 ancient herbs and extracts with exciting new advances in nutraceutical science. For a limited time, get 25% off on this introductory offer. Visit ancientdefense.com or call 888-253-3139. ancientdefense.com. Used since before the days of the Roman Empire to support the body's natural systems and enhance overall health. Introducing the new INFOWARSLife.com oil of oregano formulation, a highly advanced nutraceutical form of this key herb that has been traditionally used by civilizations for thousands of years to promote health. We have now procured the most high quality and potent forms of oregano oil on the market, sourced from top leading manufacturers to ensure a concentrated level of bioactive ingredients. Extracted directly from the wild herb and sealed in easy-to-use capsules, you will no longer need to endure the burning of liquid oregano on the tongue. Wild crafted from the Mediterranean oregano species that experts agree is one of the most powerful and most challenging to acquire. This winter season, it's more important than ever to secure this true form of oil of oregano. Now available in our limited first run at INFOWARSLife.com. That's INFOWARSLife.com or call 888-253-3139.
Well, the way that large corporations have typically worked the government to take out their smaller competitors has been to get the government to enact taxes and regulations and then to find a way to exempt themselves. Now we've had a different model. They've gotten more aggressive. As we were talking in the last segment about the vaccine companies putting pressure through many different government agencies to essentially take away informed consent from patients. That's what we see with this vaccine push. That's what we saw with Obamacare, forcing us to buy their products. Now, it was just last August that we saw a report from USA Today saying that the 20 big profitable U.S. companies that paid no taxes, and as you can see right there in that picture, the number one is Merck. If we look at the list, Merck had in 1 quarter $2 billion worth of profits and paid 0 taxes. The number 2 company right behind them was Seagate, $320 million in just 1 quarter and no taxes. As a matter of fact, what they said was they had a tax rate of 0 or lower. Maybe they got money back, like an earned income tax credit. Seagate is in the news again, just like Merck. Now they're in the news, though, in terms of spying for the U.S. government. Russian researchers expose breakthrough U.S. spying program. The NSA has figured out how to hide spying software deep within hard drives made by Western Digital, Seagate, Toshiba, and others. This is a report from Reuters. They say this was discovered by Kaspersky Lab, the Moscow-based security software maker that has exposed a series of Western cyber espionage operations. They say the firm has declined to publicly name the country behind the spying campaign, but said it was closely linked to Stuxnet, the NSA-led cyber weapon that was used to attack Iran's uranium enrichment facility. So we're not naming any names, but we're just pointing out that the way this thing works is exactly like Stuxnet. It looks like it has the same creator. And of course, everybody except Fox News knows that the NSA created Stuxnet. We're still hearing from Fox News that because of Stuxnet, we need to turn over control of the internet to the NSA, as if we were the victims of Stuxnet. No, actually, that was genuine cyber terrorism, going after infrastructure, not just any infrastructure, but nuclear facilities in Iran. The report on INFOWARS.com says Moscow-based security firm reveals what may be the biggest NSA backdoor exploit ever. And in this article from Zero Hedge, they point out that it survives military-grade disk wiping and reformatting. It covers every hard drive manufacturer, essentially, and they say that the way that this works is they've essentially put this spyware into the firmware that boots up the hard disk drive. Every time you turn on a hard disk drive, there's a bootstrap program that runs out of firmware that goes to a particular location and loads the software that has been loaded there to run the actual operation. So it's kind of they call that a bootstrap operation. By putting this in firmware, that means no matter what you do in terms of erasing content off of the actual disks themselves, that firmware is still going to have that software there. Was this put in with collusion by Seagate, by Western Digital, by these American companies? Or is this something that the NSA put in? You know, we reported a couple of years ago how the NSA was putting things into not only internet providers, but also going into computers and replacing hardware as it was being shipped. Going back to this report on InfoWars back in October 20th of 2014, they were saying that the infiltration of undercover agents into corporate entities, offensive cyber warfare and computer network exploitation, theoretical and practical aspects of encryption cracking, and supply chain interdiction operations that focused on modifying equipment in a target's supply chain. So how does this work? Basically, we had reported on it even earlier than that, a year earlier. We had this story from Kurt Nemo pointing out in the story, NSA not only snooping, but infecting computer networks worldwide. He pointed out the NSA has a special department dedicated to malicious hacking, the Tailored Access Operation, or TAO. It has more than 1,000 hackers hired to go after targeted networks. And in August, the Washington Post reported that TAO had installed an estimated 20,000 implants beginning in 2008. And as the German paper Der Spiegel pointed out, they will physically intercept packages of computers, of hard drives, of equipment used by internet service providers to put their bugs in. In other words, breaking and entering physically, not just coming into your computer. And of course, we have the tacit cooperation of many of the software providers, sharing information with the government. Nevertheless, they want to try to give them legal immunity from lawsuits, from breaking the law. That's what CISPA has been about. And it's been rejected twice when they tried to pass it through the legislature. So what has Obama done? Last Friday, he signed an executive order that essentially puts CISPA through. Obama's new order urges companies to share cyber threat information with the government. They say that his new executive order is aimed at facilitating the sharing of information about cyber threats between private sector companies and the government. But it's not just sharing information about threats. It's sharing all of your information. As they point out, though, this is going to establish Homeland Security as the entity that is going to be sharing the information back and forth. And of course, that information, from what we know about the federal government, is going to be going one way. I don't think the federal government is going to be telling anyone too much about what they know. They're going to be vacuuming up all the information that Google and anyone else who will spy for them will turn over. But they say this is going through Homeland Security, and Wired magazine makes the observation that this is no doubt designed to alleviate fears about the NSA taking a lead role and possibly using the information for surveillance purposes. Give me a break. Homeland Security is no more trustworthy than the NSA. And of course, this is going to be used for surveillance. How are they going to use this? Well, we have the fact sheet from the White House, which essentially says that they're going to set up ISAOs, information sharing organizations. And of course, they're going to serve as focal points. They're going to collect the information from all the people that you have any contact with, every corporation, every business that you have contact with, and then they're going to turn that over to Information Sharing and Analysis Centers, ISACs. They're creating, as we've pointed out many times, a vast infrastructure for Orwellian surveillance. It's here, it's working, they're just elaborating on it and giving protection to the companies that are the Quisling collaborators with them. Now stay with us. Right after the break, we're going to have a special report from Rob Dew. Of course, we've seen Elizabeth Warren say that we need to stop the effort to audit the banks because we don't want to interfere with the Fed's monetary policies. We wouldn't want to have Congress, our elected representatives, doing that. She's also sucked up to the military-industrial complex, and now she's held hearings sucking up to the pharmaceutical industry. It looks like she wants to be president in the worst way. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
For all of recorded history, civilizations around the world praised the health benefits of silver. At INFOWARS Life, our mission is to bring you the highest quality, purest, cleanest, effective colloidal silver on the market today for the lowest price available. You don't have to be a doctor to know. The fall and winter months are the most dangerous time of year in North America when it comes to you and your family's health. InfoWarsLife.com is very excited to announce our biggest run yet of Silver Bullet colloidal silver, exclusively available at InfoWarsLife.com. Now, InfoWarsLife.com has taken colloidal silver to the next level using a cutting-edge technique that is free of toxic artificial additives. Now more than ever, it's important to stock up on high-quality Silver Bullet from InfoWarsLife.com and to help others during Christmas by teaching them about the powerful benefits of silver. Secure your Silver Bullet today at InfoWarsLife.com or by calling toll-free 888-253-3139. Introducing Secret 12, the new INFOWARS Life vitamin B12 formulation. Most forms of vitamin B12 are highly processed and synthetic and cannot be properly absorbed by the body. That's why for real results, so many are having to turn to painful B12 injections, which are known to have higher absorption rates. Now, InfoWarsLife.com is excited to announce that we can bring you our most bioactive, powerful form of B12 that has been developed with our exclusive perfected process. Secret 12 is a binary of nutramedical-grade, bioavailable coenzyme forms of B12, methylcobalamin, the same kind used in B12 injections, and adenosylcobalamin. Secret 12 is simply taken by mouth, right on the tongue, and then swallowed. No needles, no injections. Don't take my word for it. Try it for yourself. Discover the secret. Secret 12. Secure your revolutionary Secret 12 formula right now at InfoWarsLife.com or call 888-253-3139.
This is Rob Dew for InfoWars.com and InfoWars Nightly News. This is going to be another vaccine report, and I hope at the end of this report that you will come to realize that just because we don't agree with the medical establishment, that we aren't wrong, we aren't crazy, we aren't conspiracy theorists, and that there's a lot of facts and a lot of studies behind the reasoning for people not wanting to vaccinate themselves and their children. So I hope this report will put all that to rest and all the vaccine pushing and all the vaccine hysteria that's going on in this country. Because this is a first step on a long line of tyrannies that are lined up if they get their way. If they're able to push mandatory vaccines onto people, it's over for everything.
You see some of the largest outbreaks in states where they have personal health exemptions or religious exemptions. Do we need to rethink those?
We're going to start this off with a little exchange between Senator Elizabeth Warren and Dr. Schuchat, who works at the CDC. This is what I call the beauty pageant of vaccines. They throw softball questions at the officials, and the officials throw back the canned answers. So let's look at this exchange.
Dr. Schuchat, you are the top immunization official in the United States. I just want to walk through the science on this with you. Is there any scientific evidence that vaccines cause autism?
No.
Is there any scientific evidence that vaccines cause profound mental disorders?
No, but some of the diseases we vaccinate against can.